Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you for a moment about something real, something that's happened to all of us at least once. You gave your heart to somebody, your time, your energy, your trust, and they hurt you. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful things you can ever give to somebody. It's not a weakness. It's not giving up. It's not saying what you did was okay. Nah, forgiveness is strength. Forgiveness is saying, I'm not going to let what you did control my peace anymore. But listen to me when I say this. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you have to be foolish. There's a big difference between having a forgiving heart and having a doormat. God tells us to forgive, but he never told us to let people walk all over us. Some people think that if you don't let them back in after they hurt you, then you haven't really forgiven them. That's not true. That's manipulation. You can forgive somebody and still choose to protect yourself from them. You can forgive somebody and still say, you're not healthy for me. You can forgive somebody and still say, I wish you the best, but from a distance. See, the problem is a lot of folks confuse forgiveness with access. They think just because they apologized or came back with a little charm and a few sweet words that they deserve the same seat in your life they once had. No, sir, no, ma'am. Forgiveness is free, but trust is earned. Respect is earned. Consistency is earned. If you broke something in me and I healed from it, don't expect me to hand you the same fragile piece again and just hope you don't drop it this time. That's not wisdom. That's not faith. That's foolishness. We got to start setting standards, y'all. We got to stop calling it love when it's really just fear of being alone. Some of us keep taking people back over and over, thinking we're being kind when really we're just scared to lose them. But let me tell you something. It's better to be alone and at peace than surrounded and in pieces. You can love somebody and still say no. You can care about them and still close the door. You can forgive what they did and still remember what it cost you. And hear me on this. Forgiving someone doesn't make you a fool, but letting the same hurt keep repeating without change, that will. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We're grown now. We don't have time to keep repeating cycles that God's been trying to break in us. Forgiveness is for your healing, not their convenience. It's for your freedom, not their benefit. Don't ever let someone guilt you into giving them access to your life again just because you've got a good heart. Forgiveness says, I release you from my anger. But wisdom says, I remember the lesson. So yeah, forgive, let it go. But don't confuse that with giving everybody a second chance. Some people don't deserve a second chance at you. And that's not hate, that's healing. That's growth. That's knowing that your peace, your energy, your time is valuable. And if they couldn't handle it the first time, they don't get a second shot without showing some real change. Let me tell you something that might sting a little, but it's the truth. People will only treat you the way you allow them to treat you. That's it. That's the rule. See, when somebody constantly disrespects you, talks down to you, walks in and out of your life whenever they feel like it, that ain't just on them. That's on you too, because somewhere along the line, you gave them the green light. Somewhere, you taught them it was okay. Maybe not with your words, but definitely with your actions. And the truth is, people learn your value based on how you present it. If you keep giving full access to people who give you half effort, they're going to believe that's all you're worth. It's human nature. When something comes easy, folks don't value it. When they know you'll answer every text, forgive every lie, stay after every betrayal, they stop trying. They stop appreciating. They get comfortable disrespecting you because they know there's no real consequence. So if you're tired of being mistreated, you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I allowing? Because what you allow will continue. You can't keep letting people show up late in your life and still get front row seats. That kind of access should be earned, not handed out, just because you're afraid of being alone or afraid of losing them. See, sometimes we confuse love with tolerance. We think being loyal means putting up with anything. No, love should feel safe. Love should feel like respect. And loyalty should go both ways. If someone really loves you, they won't put you in a position to question your worth. They won't treat you like an option while you treat them like a priority. But you got to teach them that. You got to set that standard early and stick to it. Because let me tell you, the same way people test boundaries, they also learn them. And if your boundary line keeps moving every time they mess up, then what you're really saying is, you can treat me any way you like, and I'll still be here. Now, I'm not saying be cold. I'm not saying don't forgive. I'm saying have some self-respect. I'm saying draw that line in the sand and don't erase it just because you missed them. Missing someone is normal, but lowering your standards just to have them around, that's emotional suicide. Your heart deserves more than being someone's convenience. You were never meant to be anybody's backup plan, anybody's safety net, anybody's temporary fix. The people in your life need to know that your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. They need to know that if they can't show up right, they can't show up at all. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. So the next time someone disrespects you, ask yourself, did I correct it or did I excuse it? Because at the end of the day, the love you accept is the love you believe you deserve. And when you finally believe you deserve better, that's exactly what you'll start getting. Let me tell you something about growth. It ain't comfortable, it ain't easy, and it sure ain't painless. Growth hurts. It stretches you. It pushes you into places you never thought you'd be. You lose people, you lose pieces of yourself, and sometimes you even lose the version of you that thought settling was good enough. But here's the thing. It's in that pain, in that confusion, in that breaking point where you start learning your true worth. When everything familiar gets stripped away, when you got nobody left to lean on but God and yourself, that's when you find out what you're really made of. See, when life is easy, we stay the same. We stay in toxic relationships because they're comfortable. We stay around people who drain us because we're afraid of being alone. We stay small because growing requires a sacrifice. But when growth comes knocking, it don't ask for permission. It comes through your hurt. It comes through betrayal. It comes through disappointment. That pain you felt, that heartbreak, that moment where you thought you were done, that was growth knocking on your door, trying to show you who you really are. And let me tell you this, pain has a way of showing you things peace never could. Pain is a teacher. It teaches you what you won't tolerate again. It teaches you what real love feels like by first showing you what it's not. It teaches you how to stand when nobody's clapping for you. It teaches you how to stop shrinking just to make other people comfortable. Because once you go through enough pain and come out the other side, you don't look at yourself the same anymore. You start realizing, I deserve better than that. You stop begging people to stay. You stop chasing folks who wouldn't cross the street for you. You stop watering dead plants. You begin to see that your worth was never tied to who left, who stayed, or who couldn't handle you. Your worth is rooted in who you become after the storm. It's rooted in the version of you who got up after being knocked down 100 times. Growth builds that. Growth creates a stronger, wiser, more powerful you. But you only get there by walking through the fire. Not around it, not over it, through it. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it's lonely. Yes, you'll cry, but you'll also rise. You'll start setting boundaries. You stop entertaining what doesn't align with your peace. You stop settling for half love and empty apologies. And you'll finally see that the pain didn't break you, it built you. It showed you what you bring to the table. It reminded you that you are the table. And when people come back trying to treat you like the old version of yourself, growth will be the voice that says, nah, I don't live there anymore. That chapter's closed. I've grown, and now I know what I'm worth. When somebody who hurt you comes back into your life, it feels like a moment. It feels like closure, like validation, like maybe, just maybe, the pain was worth it. They show up with soft words, maybe an apology, maybe just a hey, I've been thinking about you. And for a second, your heart skips. Because the truth is, even when people hurt us, we still miss them. We miss what we thought we had. We miss the good times, the memories, the laughs. But let me be real with you. Just because someone comes back doesn't mean they've changed. Just because they return doesn't mean you're supposed to reopen the door. Sometimes their return isn't your blessing. It's your test. See, life will check you. God will check you. You said you grew, right? You begged for healing. You cried yourself to sleep trying to get over that person. Don't let their return rob you of the progress you've made. Because here's what happens. When the devil can't destroy you, he sends distractions. And a lot of times they come dressed like people you used to love. The return of someone who hurt you is often a distraction disguised as a second chance. But real growth will have you looking at them like, I appreciate the apology, but I've outgrown who I was when I needed you. It ain't bitterness, it's clarity. It's self-respect. It's knowing that just because someone wants you again doesn't mean they deserve you now. Sometimes the test is in how you respond. Do you let them come back because you're lonely? Because you miss the attention? Because it's easier than starting over? Or do you stand tall and say, no, I've moved on from this version of love. I've moved on from begging for the bare minimum. I've moved on from being hurt and calling it love. You've got to know that every return isn't reconciliation. Some returns are just reminders. Reminders of how far you've come, of what you no longer accept, of what you'll never allow again. People will spin the block. especially when they see you glowing, when they see you doing better without them. But you don't owe them access just because they had it before. Time doesn't erase the damage they did. Growth doesn't mean you forget. It means you remember without the pain and you respond with wisdom. So when they come back, don't just listen to what they say. Watch what they show, because if nothing's changed but the way they say it, then that ain't growth. That's performance. You've come too far to turn back now. You've cried too many tears to go back to what broke you. So when they return, ask yourself one question. Is this a gift or is this a test? And listen, I need you to hear me when I say this. You have to love yourself enough to not settle for less than you deserve. Too many of us out here settling for scraps, hoping that the bare minimum is all we're worth. We think that if we just stick around long enough, if we just keep putting in the effort, eventually people will see our value. But let me tell you something. If they can't see your worth the first time, they're not going to see it the second time. And you've got to love yourself enough to walk away when it's not right. You've got to know your own worth, your own value, and understand that you don't need validation from anybody else. Too many of us have been taught that love means sacrifice. You're already worthy of the best. And if someone can't see that, then it's time to let them go. When you love yourself, you stop chasing after what doesn't align with your life. You stop giving your energy to people who only take. You stop answering the phone when you know the conversation is going to drain you. You stop letting people walk all over you, using you like a stepping stone to get ahead while you stay stuck in the same place. You've got to have enough love for yourself to recognize when it's time to walk away, no matter how hard it might be. It's not about being cold. It's not about being bitter. It's about being honest with yourself. When you truly love yourself, you stop allowing people to treat you like an option. You stop letting people come into your life and make promises they don't intend to keep. When you love yourself, you stop settling for the crumbs people throw at you, hoping that one day you'll be enough for them. But I'm here to tell you, if they can't appreciate you right now, they never will. You are enough. You are worth the effort. And if they can't see that, then they don't deserve your time.